here's a system implementation checklist to get this going. I got a couple slides that could take anywhere from 2 minutes to 2 hours. So here's what you need to do this stuff. First step, make sure you have screening kits. I really don't know how to elaborate on that. Order screening kits. Perform Better or functionalmovement.com. Order the color-coded bracelets. You're going to have 7 colors that match the screen, and you're going to have black, so you're going to have 8 different colors. They match the posters. They match the movements. Then you need to practice the screen. So consistency is the most important thing in your screen. So the best way that you can get that is to just see a bunch of different movements. Like, when I first saw the movement screen, I was like, everybody can do that stuff. But then as I started screening like hundreds and hundreds of people, I was like, damn, people can't do that stuff. Wow, it really floored me that people couldn't do this. It just blew my mind. Like, I thought everybody could do that until you see this. You're like, damn. Maybe you shouldn't be doing sprints and one-leg split jump things. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that. So practice the screen and get FMS certified. Highly recommend the certification. Means you're the best of the best. You can take an FMS home study course, and you could probably be FMS certified in the next few days. Or go to a course and learn it from Gray and Lee or one of their phenomenal instructors. That's me. Laugh now. Go over the screening process with your staff. If you have a staff, you want to make sure you're all on the same on the same page with how the screen should be. And that never ends. You're going to always be going over the screen with your staff. Jared just took the entire staff through how to do the functional movement screen. We've all been doing it. We have like 10 people that work here. Everybody's FMS certified. Everybody does like at least 10 plus screens a week. And we still go over how to do the screen just to make sure we're all on the same page. And those little details that you just don't, there's so many things that could be involved in the screen. You want to get the big stuff down, and that's easy to get right off the bat, the big stuff, but the little stuff could take time. So you always want to make sure we're on the same page with that. So go over the screening process with your staff. Post some done-for-you blog posts. So say you've never even been doing the movement screen with your clients, you might want to put some blog posts out or some like educational pieces throughout your gym to your clients so they have an idea of like what the screen is and why you're doing it. So that way you've kind of pre-educated them on all the benefits of screening people, you know. And we have some blog posts on our blog that you can just steal and use. And there's also done-for-you blog posts in Volume 1 too that you can just use and send them out to your clients so they have an idea what's going on. Send some done-for-you emails, same stuff, done-for-you emails, blog posts, all that stuff, just putting the education out there and getting people understanding why you're doing it. Hang up the corrective posters, the red light posters, and start talking about screen week. So this is saying you've never done this before and you're starting to implement it. You're going to have a screen week. Depends on how many clients that you have, how it could be a screen day up to a screen week. When we first started, we had 150 clients, I think, and maybe like 15 had current screens because we were just kind of playing around with the screen at the time and seeing if we were going to be able to do it in groups. We tried really hard to do it in groups multiple times and realized, we went through a lot of failures before we had success. So we were getting screen results, but then trying to actually incorporate into the workouts was just not happening until we figured it out. So, make sure that you have your clients all on board and you get screen week set up. It took us a week to do it the first time with 150 clients. We basically had, on Monday, we have 4:30, 5:30, 6:30 in the evening for our classes. Those were all blocked off for screens, so you couldn't train that day. And then on Tuesday, we had classes and screens because we had the staff to do that. So if you were screened, you could go to the class. If you weren't screened, you went to the screen room and you got screens done. If you have like 10 clients, it could take a day. If you have 200, 300 clients, it might take a week. But just make sure you have that set up and have your clients understand that this week's going to be screen week, and it's vital that they show up. And really try to push showing up, or else you're going to be trying to backlog a bunch of screens from people that didn't show up. But with the 1 coach, 3 kit method, if you can do that, you can knock out those people. Or you can just have like screen week, and then week 2, there's like 1 screen day for the people that couldn't make it. Depends on how big your operation is and how many staff members you have, things like that. And then plan out the next 2 to 3 phases of training in advance. Because it's not like, with this kind of system, you don't just come in that day and look at the chalkboard and go, squat. Yeah. I mean, you want to have that planned out. You need to have your red lights in place. You need to think about like, your program design on like with the red lights, like what if someone does have all the ones and they had to do all correctives or low level stuff? Would this workout still be good? Or like what alternates am I going to use? Because you kind of want to see the workouts in your head before you go through them, just to make sure if someone does have a rainbow on their wrist, it's not just going to be like breathing and reach backs and clamshells for an hour. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to be like that. You want to make sure that you have a good workout regardless of what happens. When I say phase, it's usually a month. We have workout A, workout B, workout C, and then workout A is Monday, Tuesday, workout B is Wednesday, Thursday, workout C is Friday, Saturday, and that goes for 4 weeks, and then it's the next phase. And we alternate phases of more like strength and power with phases of more like endurance. So we just kind of alternate back and forth on those phases to make sure we're getting the whole big spectrum in. You can plan that out. We have an entire year of done-for-you programming in Smart Group Training 365. So the programs that we're doing in the gym now is Smart Group Training 365. It's got all the progressions. It's got all the red lights. It's got everything done for you. In case you don't want to write the programs yourself, we did it. Tips. Use the posters. Makes it easy. Posters and bracelets. We tried to do without the bracelets at first. We just tried to like screen people, and I don't know what way we were trying to do it, but I was like, we got to know what their ones are when they're working out. So we did it without the bracelets. I don't recommend it. If you got another way that's better, let me know. Man, I literally locked myself in that room before it was this hockey dude's room, and was just like, I'm not coming out of this room until there's a way to be able to know what people's ones are when they're working out. At first I was like, oh, that's some cool patches, or we'll give them, or, you know what I'm saying, or like shoe thing, and it was like, oh, these bracelets now are like totally trendy at the time, so they're cheap, so we can use these because they're cheap and easy, and if your wrist is this big, it still fits. Some people time in their shoelaces, and like I'm black, and they don't want them on their wrist or whatever, but it's a super easy way to be able to do it. So get the posters, get the bracelets, and make sure you have that ready to go. Like, learn from our mistakes. It's just going to make it way easier to have the posters and the bracelets. And I don't even have a bracelet company, so I'm not making anything off that. I'm just making your life easy.
Do you have much trouble with clients forgetting to wear their bracelets or anything?
That's perfect. Keep bracelets in a file or have loaner bracelets. So we give them the bracelets on their orientations. Say, these are your bracelets. Wear it every time. If you forget, there's a basket in the back that has all the different color bracelets, and then there's a thing. So basically you can walk in like, I forgot my bracelet, but I'll just pull a loaner bracelet out, wear that today, and then when you leave, you throw it in the thing, and then it goes into like a sanitizer system that we just clean them up and put them back in there. Also, we have a file cabinet that has we have our workouts on the classes on workout cards too, so they can write their weights in and stuff like that if they want to. So they can take a workout card and use a workout card. That's in there, and their bracelets are in there. So if they know they're going to forget them all the time and they just keep stealing our loaner bracelets like every day, we're like, keep your bracelets in your file. And they can just come in, pull their bracelets, wear them for their workout. Before they leave, throw them back in the file. Don't explain all the progressions to the group. I talked about that. Explain 1 or 2 lower level exercises and progress on an individual basis. That's when I was talking about, like, hey, do a Spider-Man push-up because you're awesome. You know, you don't want to spend like 20 minutes explaining the workout while people are standing around after the warm-up. And especially the people that's been coming for like 3 years and like, I know. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be thorough when explaining the exercises, but you don't want to be like boring every single day. Like, I don't know how many classes where it's like the instructor says like the same thing over and over again, like the same script every single day. Like, personally, I would just not do that job. I just cannot do that. Add correctives in between sets. I touched on that earlier too. For the weakest link. They could potentially be doing correctives for anything they have a red light on based on this system. Like I said, we really want to drive the weakest link home, so splicing those in between sets, pre-workout, post-workout, at home, whatever. Get them working on that weakest link as much as possible. Use over-delivery methods for further individualization. I've just put that on there because it's huge. Education is huge, and these guys, some of the other presenters are going to touch on this a lot more in depth than I am, but the biggest issue you're going to run into with the system is that other trainers, there's nobody doing it. You're new. You're like the first people doing this, you know what I'm saying? So like clients a lot of times don't get it. So you have to educate the clients on what makes you different and why it's important to them. Because they don't care if their active straight leg raise is 2-1. They just want to lose 10 pounds. So you got to get really good at educating them on why having a 2-2 or above leg raise is important for them to reach their goals. And even it's just like you can't do the exercises to get you there without hurting yourself. You know, some simple stuff like that. But education is so important because no one's doing what you do. And for decades leading up until now, it's been no pain, no gain. They've been hearing that from all these people, all these credible people that have been saying no pain, no gain. And now they come to you and you're like, nah, it's stupid. I'm like, well, 20 people have told me no pain, no gain, but just you have told me that it's stupid. So maybe not so much. So you might have, at first, some backlash. But as you do this, this is what you'll be known for. And this is what people will come to you for. And this is what you will specialize in and be the best at. You'll be the cutting edge, but you have to be able to explain it to people for that to happen. And that's the hardest part. So those over-delivery methods that I talked about when I was talking about the 5 elements, and those are in your thing, really focus in on that. And I wrote a blog post called Educating Your Clients Requires More Than Homework, something like that. Read that blog post. It's on smartgrouptraining.com. It's just a bunch of ways to educate your clients easily in group training. I should have made a slide on that, but that's a really good blog post on ways to help educate your clients so that way they know that what you're doing is the best way for them to be training.